After more than 25 years of sending literally thousands of people to more than 50 countries around the world, we've witnessed something we call the ripple effect. Essentially, it's the phenomenon that after a short-term mission, people's lives are changed forever.
I honestly think that my entire life has changed because of my experience with Delta Ministries.
Our family has been involved with missions ever since that experience.
It really changes a person's focus.
I think you see a lot of people with a different vision of what missions really is.
It just continues to snowball.
Ever since then, I've been basically focused on full-time ministry of some sort.
And I really think that going has kind of kicked me out of that lukewarmness.
So first it had a huge impact on our family.
It was really exciting to see their enthusiasm for God.
Everything I have learned from them, I have been able to pass on to other people in other ways.
They've seen the excitement of doing evangelism over there. They want to come back and do evangelism in their own community.
The rock that starts the ripple effect is when people say yes to God and allow themselves to be shaped and used by Him. That includes training.
I mean, training is everything. You know, that's what they do, I think, the best.
They try to make that training uncomfortable and see how flexible you are.
Delta's motto for training is we'd rather have you fail here and succeed out there than to succeed here and fail out there. Therefore, within the training weekend, we try and create opportunities for failure and for tension that they have to work through as a team right here in the comfort of their own home and their own church, so that when they get on the field, those issues aren't as big and they know better how to process and work through them.
It was really intense when our 10-year-old had her passport stolen at the training, and she had a complete meltdown.
To be told the night before, you're going to get up at this time, you're not going to shower, you're not going to put on any makeup, please wear deodorant.
You walk into a room and all of a sudden everyone has these tags on like malaria and, constipation, and you sit down and discuss what will you do.
One activity Delta likes to do is called the lineup log, where we have the whole team up on a curb or a log together and they have to reverse order. And it's a fabulous tool for seeing them break down the barriers of space and comfort, where they have to hold on to each other, they have to depend upon each other, they have to lean on each other, they have to support each other.
The training prepares you to be a witness in all situations.
Now, our big three are our rules. We have only 3 official rules for any of our Delta short-term mission team.
Our family still lives by the big 3. You know, no complaining, do everything you're told and leave everything cleaner than you found it.
A lot of things just you want to complain about because you're not comfortable, you're out of your comfort zone, but you just got to keep remembering that you're doing something that God wants you to, and you just can't complain about it.
Training is important for these teams because our view is long-term with these short-termers. Yes, we want them to have an effective ministry on the field, but more importantly, we want them to have a greater impact in their home community when they get back, and the training helps equip them to do that.
When churches put their people through Delta's training, they end up with people who are focused, energized, and ready to walk by faith into whatever journey God has for them.
And it didn't take too long in my training with Delta for them to knock me off that pedestal and make me realize that God had as much to teach me as I had to teach them.
I don't know, there was just a lot to learn, but then when you got out there on the field, you realized how important it was.
Most churches, I don't think, are capable of doing that. Doing a missions trip for most churches our size used to be out of reach.
So to have someone come in and say, well, hey, this is what's appropriate, this isn't, here's the type of things you want to build into your short-termers, here's the types of things that you need to watch out for, man, it's really helpful.
It's been said that short-term missions is mostly for the short-termer, or that the impact that a team can have is of little significance. But our experience tells quite a different story. When a team is trained and stepping out in faith, the ripple effect can extend even to remote parts of the world.
For those who ask whether short-term teams can actually make an impact on the field, you need to look at the amazing movement for Christ taking place in the Muslim nation of Senegal.
You don't realize what the Lord can do with a bunch of teenagers.
In the year 2000, 2 churches in New York sent a team of 30 adults and young people to visit missionary Mary Ewell for 4 weeks. Wanting to help share the gospel with the villages, Mary introduced the team to local church planters Jose and Franz Lies Oliveira.
When I heard that they will be coming, we thought maybe it won't work. But they told us that they will have good preparation. So I was more open to give it a try.
For 4 weeks, the team ventured out to villages, like this one known as Longamak, where they ministered for several days to the people of Senegal.
Many people came to hear them, to watch the programs.
There's a passage in the Bible that demonstrates what you saw here, Jesus' power over Satan in the spirit world.
I didn't realize they didn't do this, but I gave people an invitation to come forward and receive Christ. I asked them to do more than raise their hand. I said, take a couple steps this way. And like 90% of the people got up, and the translator next to me could hardly talk.
That night, a new church was born. Over 80 men and women prayed to receive Christ. In the following months, 40 were baptized.
I was amazed of the result. God was telling me, you see what I can do?
The impact didn't stop there. Funds were donated to build a facility for the Longamak Church where they could worship and launch new church planting efforts. Additional teams continue to serve each year in partnership with the Nationals in Senegal, who are eager to reach their neighbors with the gospel of Christ. To date, it is estimated that 700 Senegalese have become followers of Jesus Christ, and over 8,000 people have heard the gospel through short-term evangelism teams. It's an amazing example of how churches in America can create an unending ripple effect half a world away. Delta's efforts for the Luis Palau Festival, Fiji 2004 Blessing the Nation, was not only a huge success, but a model for future ministry. For nearly 2 weeks, 160 Delta team members canvassed the islands and villages with the love of Christ. This included construction projects, free medical clinics, and visits to schools, hospitals, and prisons. Out of that came opportunities to share testimonies, hold concerts, and proclaim the gospel in the streets. At the end of this effort came Fiji Fest, a literal extravaganza with skate parks, games, dancing, worship, and a clear and bold presentation of the gospel from Luis Palau. The combined strategies of village outreach leading up to the grand event came together in a mighty way, bringing over 4,000 people to a decision for Christ. Our partnership with Luis Palau offers exciting possibilities for Delta teams in the future.
I think the ripple really is the Spirit of God working in the lives of people. I think the ripple is God wanting to have all nations, all tongues become true worshipers of Him. That's His heart. So that's what sends out, that's what changes the individual, that's what changes the church and the world, is when they capture that, that vision.
Every ripple effect begins as an act of obedience. Through praying, giving, or going. Just saying yes to God. So what is He asking you?